Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cassandra, and I will be leading you through a practice to focus on visualizing rooting down through your everyday life. And we're going to work on ankles and our feet a lot today, and being able to build strength in your legs and your hips and your muscles that all incorporate with your root chakra here. So I'm going to start off with a quote. It says, "To ground is to pour your energies back into the earth and to feel the warmth and calm of nature entering your body in exchange." So we are going to start off with a visualization practice. So you can come into a seated position, however you feel comfortable. Lotus pose is always my go-to, so we're going to start by closing our eyes here. Begin by bringing awareness to your breath, calming it down with deepening it in your chest. As you inhale, you expand your chest outwards. In each inhale, take a few more seconds to deep breathe into your stomach. This is called diaphragmatic breathing. As we inhale, our stomach extends and our chest extends. As we exhale, our stomach releases, and so with our chest. Continue to do this for a couple more breaths. Take a few more seconds to bring your awareness to this space. Continuing to breathe, bring your awareness to your pelvic floor, or to where your root chakra would be. Right at the end of your tailbone, at the bottom place of your hips, where everything settles. If you have a lot of problems in your hips, your lower back, your ankles, your feet, you can tend to feel unstable in your life. Maybe you don't feel secure, or maybe you're just not grounding every day. Continue to breathe with this color of red. Bring awareness to that color underneath your pelvic floor. Bring in this warm glow of a vitalizing ruby red, the color of autumn leaves. Bring in the oneness with the earth. Within each inhale, you breathe in that color. It deepens and it brightens. Bringing your awareness to the oneness within the earth. You feel this oneness within your being, and it's an allowance for change. As we shift into the fall, we are going to allow ourselves to be accustomed to our change, as well as the earth's change. As the leaves change, envision it as your leaves, as personalities or different aspects of yourself, changing, altering, growing. Continue to feel this space within you. Now begin to imagine your being becoming rooted in this sense of allowance. Visualize these roots coming out from your body and grasping onto the earth. Stay within this visualization. Within every new breath, the roots grow and continuously become one with the earth. Begin to bring awareness to the color of your roots. They could be brown, they could be a bright red color. Take a few more deep breaths in this wholeness, this oneness. Now begin to feel your hips and legs being nourished from the earth. They move down. The nourishment moves into your knees, into your ankles, your calves, your toes. You can feel the warmth of the nourishment or the cooling of Mother. You feel stable and strong in the feeling of support. Embrace that. You feel this stable, strong, and support throughout your entire lower lumbar. Throughout your lower back, inhale this feeling into your being. Let it become you. Imagine you are a strong, stable tree that is always grounded and supported by the earth. Within the calmness of your breath, know you can return to this space at any time. Begin to bring awareness to your feet, to your ankles. You can wiggle them, to your calves and to your knees, working up to your hips and your chest and your hands. And we're going to use this feeling throughout our practice to incorporate that same aspect of the feeling rooted within each posture and in each breath. Take one more big deep inhale and exhale here. We're going to enter child's pose. Begin with your hands spread wide at the top of your mat. Your toes come to touch as you sit back into your knees, into your hips, your sit bones. Reach. Connect with your body here once again, taking a deep inhale and exhale. Opening up through your hips. This is just your starting pose. As you lie on your mat, feel roots coming out of your hands. Every part of your body that is touching the mat, you can feel being rooted into the earth. Pull your sternum towards the ground. Know you can come to this space at any time in your practice. This is a space where you can rest in case a position is too hard. This is your practice, and I'd like you to honor your body and your space. inhale will take us up. As we settle into the seated knee posture. We're going to do a couple variations of Vrajasana here. And we're going to inhale, our arms come above our head. Our shoulders come down, settling into our back and our posture. Hold this energy, hold this space. As you exhale, you begin to make a slight back bend, putting a little bit of pressure in your ankles here. You can almost feel the stretch. Don't go past your limit. You can reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Your shoulders remain down. As we exhale, our hands come behind our back. We're going to do a little bit of a chest opener here. Interlace your hands behind your back and stretch them away from your back. Arching your spine, pulling your chest towards the top of your mat. You can almost feel your feet tingling with that rooted feeling down into the earth. Continue to breathe for 3, 2, 1. As you release, I would like you to interlace your pointer fingers onto the backs of your toes, your big toes, and you can start to lower down onto your fists a little bit. Continue to lengthen your chest forward. If it makes it easier, you can come down to your hands to give a little weight off of the ankles and the knees here. Feel the lightness within your hips, within your knees. Feel the spaciousness within your joints. Exhale your head back as you lengthen throughout the spine. Throughout your chest. And I'm going to move up a little bit so you can see me. I'm going to come down. If you can't come down to your elbows, don't. But if you can, slowly make your way down to your elbows. It's okay for your knees to come off of the ground a little bit in this posture. If this is too hard on your knees, I would come into more of a wide-legged stance and then slowly start to go down. This also helps to stretch that top of your thigh. So come onto your elbows first, and if you can lay down in this posture, go for it. But if you can't stay on your hands or your elbows, and always come up the same way we went into it. Continue to lengthen. And inhale will take you back up. Come onto your hands at the top of your mat. And I want you to just come into a camel pose here, where you're just standing upright on your knees. Take a breath here, and then we're going to start to, if you'd like, you could put your hands on your back for a stretch here in your lower back, just for support, to keep your hands on your back. Your elbows pull in towards each other. Don't overextend. This can be very hard on your lower back. But if you can bring your hands down to meet your ankles here in the back, like so. I am not that flexible in my back, so I'm not going to go that far, but I like to stay here on my back. Feeling rooted down in the tops of your feet, throughout your calves, throughout your knee, throughout your ankle. Inhale, your arms come up, go back into a straight back, and we're going to come back down onto our knees. And I want you to extend one leg out. And here you can flex your foot towards your face, going into a half split. This stretches our hip flexor in the top and our ankles throughout our calves. If you can go all the way down to your leg on this one, I wouldn't say do it because it's better to stay upright in this position so you can fully feel that stretch throughout your hip and your lower back. Inhale, that leg will come back in to center. And we're going to exhale the opposite leg out. The front foot is flexed. The crown of your head reaches towards the sky. Your weight is on your calf. Inhale, come back onto your knees. And then I want you to tuck your toes like this. And then you can begin to put a little bit of weight on the back of your heels. This is a major stretch for your inner ankle and this part of your foot. Turn back around. Continue to bring your weight onto that. You can also come up like this into an almost squatted position. Continue to focus on your breath. Your spine extends long as you inhale, reach towards the sky. Your shoulders remain down. This will make an intense feeling in your tops of your toes. If you can't handle it, come out and come back to your hands. Come back down to your mat and come into a squatted position. And we're just going to do a couple raises, toe raises and lifts here just to give a little bit of strength in the ankles. But we're going to do them very slow. As we inhale, we come up feeling a lightness within the top of our body. And as we exhale, we lower down. Inhale, come up. If you can do this without your hands on the ground, go for it. This is the ultimate pose here. If you can do some calf raises that way. Go through 3 more of these. As you exhale, come back down onto your knees, onto the mat. And we're gonna do a couple cat-cows here to loosen out the hips. As you inhale, look forward towards the sky. Your belly swoops low towards your mat. Your hip and your sit bones reach back towards the back of your mat. As you exhale, come down into a cat position, exhaling out the air. Inhale, cow. You can go on your own time. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more time, exhale into cat. Now we're going to come into our first downward dog. Walking out the ankles and the calves. Taking deep inhales and exhales here, making spaciousness within our shoulders. Trying to lengthen our heel towards that mat. Roll out through your feet, stretching all the way from the tops of the toes, all the metatarsals. Push back as you exhale. On your next inhale, look towards your hands, walk your feet to your hands, and just come into a forward fold. Take big inhales and exhales here. Hug yourself to your legs if you can. If you're overly flexible like me in this area, you can bring your block behind your feet and pull towards your knees. You can also bring your hands above and behind you, interlacing them as you reach them back. An inhale will take you to a halfway lift. And an exhale will take you back down to hugging your legs. This time you're going to inhale all the way up into extended mountain pose. Bringing your palms forward. I know I do these moves throughout most of my videos, but these are very great moves to warm up your body into standing postures and allowing everything to be ready for what you're about to go into. Inhale, your arms come above your head, shoulders sink down, feet are rooted, and exhale them into a hand prayer position. Continue to focus on this feeling of stability and strength within yourself. And inhale, you're going to bring in to your sole of the foot onto the inside of your leg into a tree pose here. Extend your palms out towards the front. You can begin to inhale them up above your head as you continue to feel yourself rooting through your left foot, rooting through your mat, through whatever surface you're on, into the ground. Some slippery pants. You can exhale your hands back into prayer pose. Feel the strength of your ankles holding you in this posture. Inhale your arms up one more time. And exhale them down, bringing your leg down, your right leg down. Inhale, your left leg comes up, the sole of your foot meets the inside of your right leg. Stay within this pose. The palms shine forward, rooting down through your right side. Inhale, your arms come above your head. Exhale them down and into a prayer position. Feeling stable and steady here. One more time, inhaling, your arms come above your head, and exhale them down into prayer pose. Along with that foot, coming it down. Now we're going to go into Utkatasana, which is chair pose. In inhale, we rise our hands above our head, our chest and shoulders. Our shoulders are down, our chest is out, our sit bones are towards the ground as we stabilize in our ankles here. Inhale, come onto your toes very slowly. Exhale, back down onto your heels. Inhale one more time onto your toes. Bringing strength. Exhaling your ankles down. One more time, inhaling, rooting down through the top part of your feet, through the ball of your foot. Heels are up, shoulders are down. Exhale, your heels come down. You're going to exhale all the way back down into a forward fold. Connect with your breath here one more time. We're going to go back into that Utkatasana chair pose there. Inhaling, our arms come above our head. This time we're going to do a couple more calf raises. Inhale, heels come up. Stay here. Root down here through the tops of your feet. Feel your whole body rooting down through that part. Engage within the ground. Engage with your pelvic floor. Your lower abs. Shoulders are down. Crown reaches out and up. Exhale, come down, back into forward fold. Now exhale down into a plank position. Stay here for a couple breaths in this plank position. Tighten your abs and your pelvic floor. Contracting your Mula Bandha here. Inhale, your left leg lifts slightly. You can rock back and forth on the toes of your right toes. Exhale, come bring that left leg down. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Rocking back and forth, top to bottom on your left foot there. Exhale, your right down, and we're gonna come back into downward dog. Just to release everything, walk it out a little bit. Inhale, look towards the top of your mat, and this time you're going to swoop through your right leg into a lunge. Rooting down through your right foot, through your back toes. Being aware of the stretching that is happening within your left back ankle. Bring your back knee down, bringing your posture to your knee. You can put your hands on your knee, your right knee, and lengthen through your spine. If this is too intense, come back down to your hands and just feel it in your hip here. And inhale, you bring your knee back up, hands to the mat, and you're going to come into a crescent lunge. Inhale, your arms come high above your head. Rooting down through your hips, through your knees, through your ankles in this position. Exhale, your hands come down. Bring them on the inside of your foot. We're going to do a quick hip stretch here. You can walk your foot towards the corner of your mat into a lizard or runner's lunge, as you might know it as. Just get back here a little bit for you. You can feel the stretch throughout your entire hip area, really in your left hip, but also in your lower part of your right hip. As you exhale, you bring your foot back. We're going to come back into that plank pose. Inhale. Bring your left leg up as you put your weight on your right foot there. Rooting down with your points of contact. Contracting your pelvic floor. Exhale, that left leg comes back down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg comes down. Come back into downward dog, exhale. Inhale, look forward as you swoop through your left leg. You can walk it out in your hip here, going back and forth if you like, just kind of feeling the presence of this. It's a pretty intense stretch here. Lower your knee as you bring yourself to the top of your left knee here. Lengthening your spine, creating that space, but also stretching down. And exhale will bring you down to the inside of that foot. Inhale, that foot comes towards the top of your mat for a lizard pose on your left side, or runner's lunge. Your knee can flop out a little bit for that deeper stretch. Inhale, come back up. We're going to come back into that lunge. As we inhale into a crescent lunge. Inhale, arms come above our head. As we root down through that top foot and that back top of the foot. Exhale, come back down towards your foot, and we're going to bring it back towards the back of our mat into a downward dog once again. Stretch it out here one more time, and we're going to exhale as we come back down to our knees. And then we're going to lengthen our legs out. To do a seated forward fold. And here we're going to point and flex our feet throughout the stretch. So inhale your arms up. Exhale down. Meeting your heart to your knees if you can. Forehead to leg. Point and flex. You can rotate throughout each one. You can also use your hands to guide you through this stretch, pulling one foot back as you push the other foot to point, switching off on that, pulling one foot back. Now we're going to come into a full pigeon pose for another hip thing here. You can use a block. If it's easier to go down into this pose, I don't need a block for this one, but if you need a block, put it in between your right leg that's on top and your left leg that's on the bottom, and just in that knee crevice right there. Inhale, your arms come up. Exhale, root down. Exhale all the way down onto your leg if you can. If not, if this is already intense, stay in the position. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, come up. Now we're going to switch. Right leg's going to be on the bottom. The left leg's going to come on top of the right leg. If you want to put the block in between that left knee and your right foot there. Inhale, come up. Bring your arms above your head. And exhale. Bring your hands down. Keep your feet flexed in this position. It's really important to not take a toll on your knees. Inhale, come up. And exhale, back down. Inhale brings you up. And we're just going to come into a seated pose here. I'm going to end our practice with gratitude. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel and supporting me. And I hope you benefited by these practices and this exercise. And if you have any suggestions or there's anything that you need to work on in particular, please comment on one of my videos and I'll see what I can do for you. This one goes out to David, I think, who requested the ankles. So, take a big inhale to close your practice, and exhale. Bring your arms above your head, and exhale them down. I honor and respect the light that shines in within each and every one of you, and that shines within me. Namaste.